Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Dark Knight Nation for a really quick, straight post-movie reaction. So myself and the boys from
Church of Grand Parsons, or
Church of Grand Parsons,
aka Whatever the Show.
Yeah,
they're a radio show at WHUS.
Yeah,
that's about it.
So we have Tyson over here
Hey.
and Devin in the back. If you guys have watched any of our other movie reviews or reactions, they have been a part of pretty much every one. So you can find the link in the description down below to get to their stuff. And yeah, so we just got out of Captain Mar-vell.
Yep.
I think the first thing, obviously to talk about what were your expectations going into this movie?
Oh, okay. So I thought it was gonna be good, so I was gonna like it because we don't make bad Marvel movies anymore. That doesn't happen. So I thought I was gonna like it. I didn't think I was gonna love it. I thought it was gonna be completely fine, regular, and it was gonna have some cool setup for Endgame. So all good. And what do you think there?
I thought it was gonna be a fun movie. Again, as he said, Marvel doesn't make bad movies.
Yeah.
It's proven. Kevin Feige
For a long
Feige's
time.
a genius.
Like 5 years, we haven't had a bad.
Yeah, it's just really since Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Is that really the
I mean, I would actually say Thor 2.
Thor 2. Yeah. But so basically, I was kind of excited. Finally we're getting a female superhero. That's kind of neat.
Well, I was really excited for just a new superhero. It's been since Civil War since we had a new superhero.
Black Panther was introduced.
Yeah, Black Panther and Spider-Man were introduced.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since we got a new superhero.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool too that she's spawned of something kind of separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's a really, and even when we got introduced to people in Civil War, I guess Doctor Strange was separate, but we got yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. For me, going into this movie, I wasn't super excited, and I think it's honestly the opposite of what people tend to be alluding to. Just how a lot of people are saying we're getting Marvel fatigue or superhero movie fatigue.
For the record, I am.
For me,
Well,
honestly,
you're wrong.
I honestly
No
think
offense.
for me it was because I haven't had a superhero movie in a bit. I was kind of
we just got Spider-Man.
I was coming down. I mean, when was Spider-Man? Spider-Man was forever ago.
2 months ago.
Spider? Oh,
No,
Into the
Into the
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
No, I mean, besides that though, we haven't seen a
Aquaman.
big.
But Aquaman was.
Oh,
Aquaman was.
okay. Well,
It was
I don't-
good.
Okay, so for whatever reason, I wasn't super excited going into this movie. I think it's also partly because I've read small bits of Captain Mar-vell and stories and just wasn't interested.
Yeah.
And frankly, spoilers, the movie got me a little bit more interested in the character.
Yeah.
There's Captain Mar-vell, Carol Danvers' history is incredibly confusing, convoluted, a little bit creepy.
And the movie plays into that. Again, I don't know anything about the actual one, but the movie very much steered into we don't really know what's going on here. Neither does she.
It was kind of a mystery to piece together.
Yeah.
Kind of the plot.
So-
She was trying to discover who she was. She wasn't aware of her memory.
I don't know. In terms of just me wanting to keep this PG-13, I'm not going to talk about her origins.
Oh, her
'cause
actual.
They get kind of odd. But going to this movie, I don't know. I was a little bit pessimistic, and for some reason, I just kept thinking of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I think that really turned me off of this movie was I didn't love it.
Oh yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
That's the first
Actually,
time, because I think for all of us, it's the first time we didn't love a Marvel. I guess you have problems with Thor Ragnarok, but I
Yeah. I mean, it was cool.
But I personally have loved every Marvel movie for a long time.
Yeah.
So it was the first time you're oh no, it's just good. It wasn't crazy.
I mean, this movie did well. And for me, I know one of the strengths of this movie going into it was that I felt like the first half of the movie was lacking, and it managed to pick itself up, which I think is a big strength because in a lot of these big Hollywood blockbusters, it seems like the movie starts off strong and we get things moving and it fizzles out. So the fact that this kind of was on the contrary, I think that's something to be said about what they did with this movie.
Yeah.
And also going into it, based on the trailers, like many other people, I wasn't excited for Brie Larson's interpretation.
I didn't think so. First of all, if that's something I should say, I love the movie. I liked the movie a lot. I liked it more than I thought I was going to like it. I will say I don't think Brie Larson's performance stuck out. It was just good, and that's kind of disappointing because Brie Larson's great. I don't know if you guys see Room, but she's really good.
I mean, for me, I'm satisfied because I honestly, based on the trailers, thought she was not.
Yeah, I just don't think the trailers played well.
Yeah,
I don't think
I've said this in the past. Again, I also liked the movie a lot. And I thought she did a very good job. Nothing special, I would say.
Yeah,
she did her job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn, I think, did it.
Oh yeah.
I really liked his performance in the movie. He plays like the bad guy Kree.
Or the Skrull.
Skrull. So,
Yeah.
spoiler free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's try to stay as.
That's a
much
good.
as
I mean, you
possible.
can kind of tell when he shows up, but yeah. Yeah, I really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked it definitely more than I thought.
I would say this, like, it's not like a new take on a superhero origin story,
we're not
but it still works.
We're not reinventing the wheel here. We're not breaking any new ground. But it's just like
it's a very much prove yourself movie.
Yeah.
I'd say even the climax is really not a.
I mean,
it's just like a eternal.
I actually liked that. I like there wasn't, and you mentioned there wasn't no romance.
There's no
I didn't notice that at all. Okay, so that you know the scene.
Which I think was
oh
fine.
no, we can't. Not spoilers.
Yeah, and you know what I like too in her origin. Once you get to that, technically, it really kind of embraces part of her comic book origin. It doesn't try to over sci-fi it and like bring in the quote unquote facts that are relative to the universe. You know, it's just like this thing happened, and it's very comic book. And obviously your suspension of disbelief is already at a certain level where you're like, okay, like I like it. And I really enjoyed the fact that we're not trying to overcomplicate the comic book, you know, or anything like that. So,
I mean, this movie is a little bit of like playing who's the villain.
yeah.
Like there's a couple different characters you're introduced to, and you're like, oh, is this kind of? I mean, even the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, is this person the villain? Is this person the villain? Like you're not really sure. I actually really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean that was where the movie kind of caught me, because I thought it was going to be incredibly straightforward. We were just going to, keep moving the direction we're moving in, and there was a bit of a twist, and not giving away what it was. But that
was actually the main thing I didn't see coming at all whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean I think that's what brought me into the movie.
That intro to that element really turned the heat up in the movie. Like,
I mean, and it does, kind of maintain a little bit of comic book accuracy. So for the comic book fans out there, you get that. I don't think there's anything to be mad about.
I would say two of the things that I really liked about the movie in particular was that there was a lot of good humor, I think, in it that I think really worked, especially in the second half.
Yeah.
And then secondly, there was a lot of just a lot of people that we've seen in the universe before, just in a different way. We see Nick Fury, we see Coulson.
Yeah.
We get to spend time with these characters that we really like and enjoy, and we don't see as much anymore.
Yeah.
There's other characters that we see, like Ronan's in it. He's in the trailer, right?
In it.
And there's other characters we just see in the universe.
You pointed out the guy from the beginning of Guardians.
The guy with the two things in his. I don't know what his name is, but he's in the movie as well. It's just a lot of there's a lot of ties to the Marvel universe, even when you think that this would have less of them, because it's really far out. It's really far away from it.
I'm glad it didn't get too bogged down in like the 90s thing.
See,
we had a couple. I think we had like one 20-minute stretch or so, or really like, hey, look, it's a Guns N' Roses T-shirt. Hey, look, it's like it's a pinball machine, or like whatever. Like it's a Blockbuster, and then you kind of like
Radio Shack.
The Radio Shack, which is like that was telegraphed. Like we knew Radio Shack was coming.
Oh yeah, I mean once they live in communications.
You're like it's 90s and communications.
Radio Shack. Yeah, exactly. So for you guys, what, and we'll go individually and we kind of comment. What was one strength for you, Tyson, that you noticed throughout the movie? What do you think is something that this movie did well?
I think that one of my favorite things that it did. I think it really steered into its cheesiness, like its own there's a kind of an emotional climax where she kind of figures something out about herself, and you can kind of tell what the theme of it's going to be from the trailer, and it's super cheesy and super like kind of corny, but it just kind of like accepts itself, and I got really into it.
It did its job.
Yeah, like
I definitely agree with that.
I like that it didn't try to be too cool for itself.
Yeah.
What I liked was Brie Larson's talked about how she really wanted this to be like a feminist kind of movie.
Yeah.
And I think they didn't overdo it, and it still worked really well for that. I think there were aspects of it where they addressed some feminist topics.
The motorcycle scene. Yeah.
Motorcycle scene.
Yeah.
The
light.
I wouldn't say that. It was just like there's some like about a woman in the army or a woman in the Air Force. They address a lot of these things, and I think they do a good job of not overblowing it.
Yeah.
Doing it well.
But they
they kind of touch upon it. They don't spend too much time.
Yeah, they don't spend too much time, but they definitely address it and show that like she had overcome a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe it's a strong female character.
Well, it does deal with very general themes, right? So we get into a little bit about identity, self-strength, or like fortitude, which is, it's not a stranger to superhero storytelling.
Again, we're not reinventing the wheel here.
No, but it does it well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can't be mad at it. We're not overblowing it.
Yeah.
It's both of which are super persistent throughout.
Yeah.
Storytelling in general, but especially superhero storytelling. So it worked for me.
Did you say strength?
I think the movie didn't try to be something that it wasn't.
Yeah.
The movie knew what it was doing. It knew what it was trying to establish. Personally, obviously, Mar-vell was probably attempting to make their Wonder Woman. I don't personally think it was as good as Wonder Woman. I know probably upon watching Wonder Woman, I likely have a little bit more of a critical eye than I did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I will say I didn't necessarily walk out of Captain Mar-vell with the same reaction I did and the same level of emotion walking out of Wonder Woman.
I think it was a better third act than the third act of Wonder Woman.
Probably, but I think between them all, I think the best scene is the Wonder Woman scene where with like in the trenches. Yeah. I think that's the best scene.
There was nothing for me in Captain Mar-vell that just kind of screamed iconic.
Yeah, I can see that, but like I think Captain Marvel's still overall a better movie.
I think they're about on par with each other.
I think it's overall a better movie. I'm watching a good chunk of Wonder Woman today. I really liked it, but like I think I'm giving it to Captain Marvel.
I think I'm leaning that way. I've never been too high on Wonder Woman, especially when it came out.
I'm also not. I'm a little confused on my DC movies because I really like Justice League, but I've only watched it once. So like I don't know where they all fall.
I don't know.
DC's a wild card. Let's not get started on DC.
Yeah,
because that's
that's a whole other rant. It's completely different.
Like 10 rants.
That is a whole other topic.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I mean, again, Captain Marvel wasn't trying to be something that it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier before we got on film here, I think the first half of the movie felt a little bit clunky. It felt like they were trying to really shove a lot of different things down our throat, whether it be like the setting, or what this character is supposed to be.
Yeah, I think it definitely it throws you in a situation where we're gonna run with this. We're going. I kind of liked that about it.
I feel like they had a lot of stuff to cover, so they really had to
hit the ground running
in the beginning of the movie.
Like I don't mind.
They have to get you to Fury. So really that's because he's supposed to be the co-star. And
you really got to just
her to where she is to Fury.
Yeah.
And I don't mind where we started this film off. I actually quite prefer it compared to, where you were thinking it could have been. Where it was.
Oh yeah, I was
like a boring.
I was worried that we're gonna have like an opening 30 minutes of her being a pilot and that's not really carrying that much and just kind of a slog until we get to the stuff.
Yeah, you're moving from point A to point B. That first scene for me, without giving away too much, was where immediately I noticed some dialogue issues, and I noticed a little bit of weird character interaction. I don't want to bring it up too much.
Oh, in the first scene?
The first scene when she's actually communicating with someone. With Jude Law's character.
Oh, okay.
It felt. It felt clunky.
I can see that.
Yeah. And again, you could this movie also is not subtle with the Mar-vell comedy. And the third act, it totally works.
I will say the moment, the element we talked about earlier that gets introduced. The moment the scene where they introduce that goes on for a little while, and I was like, what are we doing here? I thought that could have easily been the moment the movie they jumped the shark, got really bad.
Yeah, which moment are we talking about?
When they introduced. Say it. It's spoilers. I don't want to
I think I know.
At the moment in the house when they meet the guy for the first time.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It goes on for a while, and you're like, where are we going with this? What is happening?
There's a definite stop point in the middle of the movie where
we're like, okay, we're gonna recalibrate, and we're gonna come out of this side
and it works really well.
Yeah, it works very well.
Yeah.
I think that
No, I think without giving any spoilers, I think we said all that could really be said.
Yeah.
To summarize, the movie didn't try to be something that it wasn't.
Yeah.
The themes were very straightforward. They weren't anything crazy or drastic. they were just standard superhero storytelling. For me, I guess nitpicky, I felt like the dialogue was really clunky in the beginning of the movie. I felt like they were trying to throw a lot at us. Like, I don't mind exposition. And for me, it wasn't the exposition, it was the character interactions. It was some of the dialogue. It just felt weird and a little bit unsettling. But, again, the second half, third act of the movie, it really picked up for me. Like, it really picked up for me, and I think the quality.
I will say, I don't think this movie has a Marvel third act problem. I don't know if I said that on here already, but I don't think it has that.
Third act works really well.
Third act works really well.
Third act was the best part about the movie.
I would say the little middle section.
Well, yeah, like the second half of the movie.
The second half of the movie is definitely the better part.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it contrasts most Marvel movies. It didn't lose steam towards the end. It picked up.
It's interesting. I want to talk kind of. Is it okay if I talk like kind of generally about the end credit scenes and not say anything specific?
Well, yeah. Let's. So have you guys said everything you wanted to about?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. So yeah, end credit scene. So I assume we're gonna do the first end credit scene.
Well, yeah. Wait, what was the? Yes, yeah. Good. So I think it's interesting that it didn't really introduce anything new, but it still got me really excited.
Oh yeah, I'm very pumped.
Yeah, like I didn't really expect them to introduce anything really new, but like they didn't. They told me all information I kind of already knew, but I'm ready now. I'm like very ready for.
We can assume who they scrubbed from the trailer. The Endgame trailer, right?
Oh yeah. We definitely knew who they scrubbed from the Endgame trailer. Yeah.
Because there was a person that lived one of the shots where there should have been another person.
Yep.
Yeah. And you're like, well,
we know
damn well now. Yeah. Who was taking it out?
Which I mean, I think we all kind of knew if there was somebody.
Yeah. This was the obvious choice, but we know for sure now.
And the thing is, like, the end of the movie leading up into both the end credit scenes, it ties nicely into the history of the Marvel universe.
I got a little like, no, that was good. That was a nice little moment.
And it didn't feel like forced or bogged down.
Yeah, it was just kind of cool.
And the thing is, again, for some reason, even going into Endgame, I haven't been super excited for some reason.
Oh, I've been.
Maybe it's the title. I was pretty upset with the title.
Well, the Endgame is, they said that though. At some point, like, after Infinity War came out, they were like, we built this title thing up too much. It's like not really that big of a deal.
I mean, just saying, in the comic books, the Infinity Gauntlet picks up with Thanos having wiped out half the universe.
Yeah.
Could have called it Infinity Gauntlet.
I think Endgame is a nice little thing because Infinity Gauntlet just seems like
how would that have ruined anything?
I just thought,
yeah.
Like, I don't know, like really, you built up like the word infinity. I don't know.
I think they really should have said the Avengers will return in Avengers Endgame, or Thanos. They say Thanos will return in Avengers Endgame. At, like, that's their little card at the end of Infinity War. I think they should have given us the trailer, or the title then.
Yeah, I mean, but without going too far into that.
Nonetheless.
Yeah, the first end credit scene was great. Like, I made really weird noises when they made that little appearance.
Yeah, it was really good.
It definitely will drum up your hype for Endgame. Like, I know immediately after I looked at you guys, like, are Endgame tickets on sale?
Yeah, like, we're like ready.
Like,
I'm ready.
Can I get the tickets?
Yeah, can we? Oh yeah. The second end credit scene was good, but like
it was like a fun one.
Which is like, I think that's the Marvel. I think that's the thing now. There was the Ant-Man one was like that, where one was like plot points, and the other one was like the ant drumming. Yeah.
Well, and honestly, like, the second end credit kind of ties everything together. And, like,
pretty much
into some of the stuff we've already seen. Because no spoilers, this movie takes place in the 90s.
Yeah,
we knew that.
We knew that. Yeah.
And they do reveal how Nick Fury lost his eye.
Yeah.
That's all I will say.
Yeah. Which is it's a little, wasn't quite. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know.
Let's not spoil it for boys and girls.
No.
But we do learn how Nick Fury lost his eye.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my one swear up, just like the one sexual use of.
Yeah, the one sexual use of. Yeah.
We get him saying motherfucking fine.
Yeah, we do.
We finally get Samuel L. Jackson with the motherfucker line.
Yeah.
And it made my night.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, no, I mean, all in all, the movie did a great job. The end credit scenes really did get me excited for Endgame. And I'm excited, honestly, like, now that we've introduced the Kree and the Skrulls, it gets me excited for after Endgame.
Yeah.
Like, what we can
that's
do
a really
now,
good point.
Because for me, I was like, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Right? And my logic is the end of Endgame, we're likely not going to return with the same cast of Avengers. We're probably going to come back.
I would say, yeah.
Do we keep the Avengers name living on?
Yeah,
I hope so. I really hope so.
Is there an Avengers 5 or 6 or what?
Yes,
Yeah.
I hope that. We can call it the New Avengers. We can call it
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But I think the Avengers name is there. We don't have to call it Avengers 5.
I mean, it's money. It's like Robert Downey.
Yeah,
Jr.
you're not gonna. That's a good point.
money.
You're not gonna have like, hey, it's the Protectors now.
No, yeah, it's going to be the Avengers. You might get New Avengers. Either way, we live in a world where Fast and Furious is almost on 10 movies.
Well, yeah.
Where I was going with that was we're going to get a less experienced Avengers team with new leadership. They're going to have to face some of the hardships that the Avengers that the Marvel Universe was founded on had to face earlier, and that's okay. So obviously, like, once whatever happens in Endgame happens, we're likely not going to be dealing with a Thanos level threat right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because these characters have to establish their dynamics with one another.
Yeah.
And it, again, we've introduced the Kree, the Skrulls. It can lead way into a number of Marvel stories based off of the pantheon of Marvel comics, and it gets me really excited.
I think it's really interesting that I think we have 3 characters right now. And if this is too off topic, this is coming off. I think we have 3 characters right now who are going to vie for the leadership role in the New Avengers, which is Captain Marvel.
It's Captain Marvel.
Black Panther, and
it's Captain Marvel.
Spider-Man.
It's Captain Marvel.
I mean, Captain Marvel's for a power level clearly the one.
Well, I mean, you have to also think Marvel is in the game to please.
What? Oh, Marvel the thing.
Yeah, Captain Marvel is powerful. You get a female-led team.
I mean, yeah, but Black Panther made $1 billion. I don't think the movie's gonna make $1 billion.
Yeah, but Black Panther, you have to think.
He's not gonna be the head.
No, he's not gonna, because
he's gonna be chilling and he's gonna be like, call me when you guys need help.
He's the king of
I guess. I
got a kingdom to rule.
That's true.
He's not only an Avenger, he is a king.
That's true.
And he's also trying to negotiate more cooperation between the nation of Wakanda and the rest of the world. So I don't.
He's got stuff to do. He's got a daytime job.
Yeah, he's not the leader of the Avengers.
That's going in work, like putting his 9 to 5.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point.
But
Robert Downey Jr. is a billionaire.
Yeah, so we get Captain Marvel assumedly as the leader of the Avengers. Spider-Man will be kind of the protege.
Yeah, I think he'll eventually.
He has a lot.
That'll be a really cool moment in like 5 more years when like Spider-Man gets to take up the ring.
How much money is he gonna make from this whole thing?
Tom Holland is set. Tom Holland is set like no other actor out there.
So, just kind of giving a broad overview. Pieces of the movie definitely picked up in the second half.
Yeah.
The cast was fine. Brie Larson. Brie Larson didn't, she isn't the next RDJ.
Yeah, but I would say she's not. If you're judging her performance in the trailers, I would say that it does come across better.
No, this movie definitely exceeded my expectations that were garnered from the trailer.
Yeah,
for sure. If you guys are interested in going to see the movie, go see it.
Definitely go see it. Definitely go see it.
Don't write it off.
Yeah,
don't write it off.
Yeah,
don't. See the movie.
Yeah,
trust me. You want to see the. You want to see.
You want to see
MCU.
You want to see.
MCU doesn't like. You don't need to take our word for it. MCU doesn't make bad movies. You guys.
You don't like. We don't make bad movies.
They don't make bad movies. It's like a thing. They're not like.
What's DC. What's like honestly the worst movie they've made in the last
Ant-Man and the Wasp
3 years? By Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
And even that's just a good little very movie.
Yeah, again, like if you're in good enough shape where with Captain Marvel, my only problems were dialogue, a little bit of dialogue, a little bit of character interactivity, and like I did have those moments where I said, oh, you could tell that there were a couple moments that weren't really elaborated on, and it was just kind of because the plot demands it. But obviously, like, if I don't remember the specifics, they're not eating at me.
Yeah.
They weren't the biggest thing in the world. But again, it's not. This also isn't the next Civil War or Black Panther.
It's not gonna blame it. You don't feel emotionally drained coming out of the movie.
No,
like, wow, that was a thing.
But it was a fun movie.
Yeah,
it was a good watch. Again, cast was fine. The story was very normal, run of the mill, and that's not a bad thing.
I think it just we knew all the beats, but it hit it really well.
Yeah, it did everything it pretty much set out to do. And now we do have a strong female leader.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like, as great as Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow is, she has been condemned to the sideline.
Well, I think we missed our mark. We missed our moment where we could have had a compelling Black, and it's gonna happen. But I think we missed our peak little like thing here, where we could have had we missed our peak level of enjoyment of a Black Widow.
No, I agree 100%. So for the future, I mean, we briefly went over it. You guys agreed? Do you guys think that Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, becomes the leader of the new Avengers?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Whatever.
I think she was a member.
I think she becomes you would call Cap the leader of the Avengers, right?
I actually think she'll be like the new Thor. Where Thor's is really kind of. I mean, Thor might stick around. That's
I think Thor's.
Yeah, but there's no way he becomes the new
I think
leader.
I think Thor is the new Thor.
Yeah, Thor's just gonna stay Thor because he just rebranded.
One thing we don't have is an Iron Man. I think Doctor Strange is meant to be the Iron Man. Like the kind of like charismatic guy who comes in and you just like a lot. He's kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
I think that was supposed to be Doctor Strange, and I don't think
Do we have long-term plans for Doctor Strange though?
Yeah, there is a Doctor Strange.
Well, there's
2 in the
another
works.
movie coming out, so.
But like I don't think we connected to him the way we definitely don't connect the way we connect to RDJ.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. There's a lot to be established, you know.
Yeah.
But walking out.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Tom Holland is who we really like. Never mind.
No, I mean it was a good time.
Yeah.
The end credit scene, especially the middle one, very very plot heavy. I mean, I'm not gonna guarantee that it will leave your jaw dropped, but I definitely
I would like
reacted
to say
it.
on record that if I don't cry during Avengers Endgame, I'm gonna be upset. Like I'm gonna be disappointed if that movie doesn't make me cry. I'm only assuming that it will.
I mean, you cried during your stars.
I did. Well, I mean, like, yeah. Well, it was a sad movie. It was a sad
So
movie.
now you are admitting. Just
No,
to
okay.
be clear.
But there's levels to that. I got sad. I may have shed a tear. It wasn't. I don't want to give it the credit that I want to give to like a Logan or an Interstellar that I saw in theaters. Was like, yeah, that was.
You cried during Interstellar?
Oh, I cried. Yeah, I cried during Interstellar.
Good to
Have you
know.
seen Interstellar?
Yeah.
Oh yes, the scene when he's watching the videos of his daughter and
Yes.
she's getting older.
Yes.
Like a baby.
She kind of like resent me.
Like a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good to know.
Yep.
This is good blackmail.
No, yeah, great black.
Reader.
Yeah, I didn't get to read. I didn't get to read Harry Potter.
So,
yeah.
Walking out of this, let's do from each of us 3 things you think this movie did well, 3 things you think this movie could have improved on or would have liked to see, and then give it a rating out of 10. Devin, we'll start with you this time.
All right, 3 things it did well. I'd say it did the feminist thing well. I think it did the superpower stuff well. I think like I really liked her superpowers, and I think it did like the characters well. I think all the characters were kind of fun and everything. Things it could have done better. I think it could have had like less like stuff there. Like there's a lot of not necessarily exposition, but there's a lot that need to be explained. I think that there's kind of a. I think that like Ronan didn't really do anything in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'd say that's kind of a critique or something that could have been fixed. And I don't know. I've got a third one.
Fair enough. And out of 10, what would you give this movie?
A 7.
7? Solid. Tyson?
Okay, so things I did well. I assumed that I was gonna come out of this movie liking Captain Marvel. I like her a lot more. Like I really feel connected to Captain Marvel. I was really excited when she was gonna go like beat some people up in the end of the movie. I think it did a third act really well. I think it struck a nice balance of like, oh cool, look, there's some action. Also, like, you know, it is a nice. It didn't feel quite as heavy as like an Iron Man 3.
Yeah, very much agree. Yep.
Like it still felt breezy. It didn't feel like, oh wow, it's
It
just
wasn't super
just
heavy and
metal
a lot
on
of
metal.
Big blasts.
And then another thing that it did good. It had a nice subversion of expectations about halfway through the movie. The little twist was really really good, and that kind of it gave an emotional core to the movie that I don't think it had before that. And 3 bad things. I don't think no one was doing any really heavy acting or
Yeah,
heavy.
I agree.
Like no one was really.
There's no big performance.
It's not that kind of movie, but there was no Michael B. Jordan for Black Panther where you're like, wow, he's putting in work. I thought visually, I think the stuff with their powers were really good, but besides that, visually, it didn't have like a super strong artistic vision. Like it didn't have like Thor Ragnarok has an artistic vision, Black Panther has an artistic vision. Like Endgame, the Russo brothers movies, there's a specific visual style. Didn't have a super strong one. What else? I'm really reaching here. I don't know, but I think that's good.
Yeah. Rating out of 10?
Maybe like, oh yeah, like a strong 7. Good, solid movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Trev?
Strong points. I think that they were able to play with themes that are really common without making it feel overblown. You know, I think it would have been really easy for me to walk out of that and again, I don't want to go too far into the themes because those were some of the more emotionally driving points at the end of the movie. But they deal with some very common themes that I think I could have gotten tired of, and I didn't feel tired. I actually, as corny as it was like, oh, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And like, I can kind of feel it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm with it.
The scene is really good.
Yeah, you're kind of just like, come on, Carol, get up.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's do this shit. You got another movie to be in.
Yeah.
So I think it did that well. I think the visuals were cool, but again, there wasn't anything spectacular, but there wasn't any problems. There were no mustache issues.
Fury's hairline.
Fury's hairline did get to me a little bit.
Yeah,
it was just straight.
Fury's hairline.
There was no movement.
When his brow move, he would.
Oh, we didn't talk about Coulson. I really liked how they did Coulson. We'll talk about more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just said I liked all the characters.
I think one of the things that was like the detriment when I was going through the movie in the beginning was, again, the beginning felt kind of clunky and it really panned itself out, and I think that is a strength for a movie to do that, because most movies tend to go the other way, and I would frankly rather have a strong finish because it gives me more to remember. So it did that well. Another good thing. We finally got a good female-led Mar-vell film, and it sets precedent for more representation. You know, for someone who doesn't like when characters get changed, I love when you can take a character that's already established and use them to represent people. And I think it was time that we finally had honestly, because I haven't felt that Black Widow has been a super strong female lead.
We should have been out of lead, yeah.
Yeah, and so we finally have a strong female lead.
Waiting on my Scarlet Witch TV show. I'm waiting really hard on it.
Well, you're gonna get it, I guess. Things I didn't like, dialogue got really clunky at times. They were really trying to, I think in the beginning half of the movie, they were like, we're in the 90s, bro. Like,
I see that.
They were really, really trying to push that for me.
That should have been 9 inch 3.
Yeah, that's my 3. The 9 Inch Nails t-shirt.
Admittedly, that first half, I was like, I'm a little bit bored.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was a little bit bored. Like, you know, I see you're trying to break it up with some quippiness. It felt very Marvel manufactured for me. And again, the second half was when those jokes really started hitting. And I think, honestly, like, that contrast played to the movie's benefit. Because I was kind of going through, I was like, I'm not digging this, I'm not digging this, I'm digging this. I'm really liking this, you know. And I think, again, like, lastly, one of the other cons, I would echo the sentiment that there was no big acting going on.
Yeah, there was,
you know, none of the actors really stood out to me.
But also, like, there's no heavy lifting to do.
No, but I would have liked a character that I could have really, like, either like connected with their performance or seen something different, even if it was small. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, actually, now that I think about it, I think still Brie Larson still did the best job in this movie. Yeah. Like, she didn't blow me away, but I think she did the best job. So yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see me?
Yeah, your beautiful face.
The star of the show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be unoriginal, and I think a 7 is a very solid number to give it. It wasn't
nothing special.
But it's a strong 7. Strong 7.
Just say 7.5.
No, I don't like it. It seems lame to me.
So Devin,
72 quarters.
You can give it a 7.5.
Yeah.
No, I'm giving it just a straight 7.
I want people to know that 7 is a good thing.
Yeah,
like,
7's a very good.
7's a good thing.
Listen,
7's a good job.
Listen, when you get into college, you realize like C's do you well.
C's get degrees.
C's do you well.
C's get degrees.
And you can still be president. Like
you can still be. Yeah.
Plus, we got these cool little IMAX posters.
Yeah.
Woo. That pays.
We got a whole stack of them.
Trevor's all set.
All right, is that it?
At the end of the day, the movie was good.
Good movie, go see it.
If you're excited or thinking about going to see it, go see it. Don't let the trailers deter you. I think it opens up a lot of doors for the Avengers and the Marvel Universe to go for after Endgame. And it frankly gets me excited for Endgame.
Yeah.
It did a good job. So, at the end of the day, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Tyson and Devin for going through this and having a little bit of a chat, giving our thoughts.
Cool.
And we will catch you guys later. Hope you enjoy the movie.
All right.
Awesome. See ya.